forms. Isolation or expansion joints are used where we expect movement in the concrete. They're always needed when new concrete, like the concrete for this new sidewalk, will be placed next to existing concrete in this sidewalk. When checking expansion joints, make sure the rebar doesn't cross these joints because continuous reinforcing restricts the movement these joints are designed for. If you see a greased dowel bar at expansion joints, it's okay. They tie the two slabs together while allowing some horizontal expansion and contraction. Construction joints are also called bulkheads. They're used to break a large slab into smaller, more manageable placements. So a construction joint is really just the end of a day's placement. They're usually keyed to resist vertical movement when the adjoining slab is placed. Bulkheads will be indicated on the job plans and are usually a part of the formwork sequence. For quality concrete to be placed and used in a variety of structures, architects and design engineers must draft plans and specs. Contractors and laborers will use those plans and specs to prepare the subgrade, forms, reinforcement, joint layout, and install the concrete. Along the way, there is a daily need for the inspector.
Hopefully the inspector can be very helpful to the contractor. We're the front line on questions. Contractor every day will have questions. Well, what does this mean on the plans or in the specifications? Or what am I supposed to do here? And hopefully the inspector will be prepared. He should be the most knowledgeable person with the plans and specs at that point.
Performing one of the most important functions on the job site, inspectors will continue to ensure quality concrete installation and proper construction practices, not by interpreting the specs, but by requiring contractors and laborers to adhere to the plans and specifications designed for the project.
The biggest benefit to the pre-construction meeting is that the lines of communication are established and clarified. Who talks to who, when, where, and on what level.
I've seen subgrades that were too dry that you had to actually moisten them, with a sprinkler or whatever.
Most time you use a loaded tandem dump truck. You run this slowly while you walk beside it. You watch the tires of the dumper, making sure the soil's not moving under it. You could get pumping areas. You could get areas that are just cracking a little bit. Either one of those you really need to do some work on before you place concrete on.
Typically out here, sometimes they have fill soil that's too wet, and I have to fail it because they can't compact it properly, and usually we try to just scarify the soil and dry it out and recompact it.
As a new inspector, you need to make sure you know all the people that are out there, know who the superintendent and the foreman are, know who to talk to, and clearly document everything that happens. Everything should be factual.
I would perform a bearing test, and it wasn't passing the bearing test because it was too wet, and the specs call for a certain bearing. In that case, they needed 4,000 pounds per square foot, and they just weren't getting it, and so he had to just take out all the bad soil and bring it to a level where it would pass the specifications. And he knew that. No one wants to go back and redo things.